talk about Dbrand, which is the company that was making the companion cube. Now, what is the companion cube? Well, that's the little steam machine kind of like thing skin that they had going on, where it's basically tied to Portal and whatnot. Now, that's the biggest problem, being tied to Portal. But anyway, this was the companion cube, and this thing sold out like crazy. The moment it got announced, I thought the controller looked really sick, by the way, but the moment it got announced, it pretty much immediately sold out. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join me every single day, 9 p.m. over on the main channel, where you can catch me live every single day, 9 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see every single one of you there. Now, back to the main video. Now, talking about the companion cube, apparently, they are refunding everybody. They're refunding everybody who bought the companion cube. And Valve has also taken it down, shut it down. They said, yep, nope, not happening. The reason why is because it was tied to Portal, which is an IP that Valve owns, right? But not only that, apparently, they didn't actually have permission to sell the companion cube. So Dbrand, for some fucking reason, decided that it was in their best interest to make a product that was based on the IP of somebody else who owns it, and then never actually got permission to make that product, thinking that Valve was not going to say or do anything. And then Valve's like, yeah, no, like, we don't know what the hell are you doing? And just completely shut it down. So let's go over it and read their statement, because again, I thought this thing looked pretty cool. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought it looked pretty cool, but I mean, they fucked around and they found out. So let's talk about it. Dbrand companion cube will not be sold, and refunds will be issued. Valve told Dbrand to take it down. They stated the companion cube is Valve intellectual property, for which Dbrand does not have a license. Bro, they didn't even bother trying to get into like any kind of legal argument with them. They said, all right, we're done. We got felt it, right? So Dbrand posts RIP companion cube. As you probably noticed, the Steam Machine companion cube was eviscerated from our website, YouTube, and other social media platforms last week. The blunt version is that we made the companion cube without a license from Valve. Why? Why would you do something so stupid? I'm thankful that you're just admitting it instead of trying to pretend like, oh, there was some sort of like, hidden thing here, or like, Valve is secretly doing something. At least they just admitted it. Like, you guys are just stupid. Like, why would you do that? It's kind of insane. Anyway. Everyone who purchased the companion cube would have their refund issued by end of day. Well, at least they're refunding everybody, so that's good. Everything else beyond this is just detail. If you want the full story, keep reading. Oh, here we go. This should be good. All right. So on November 12, 2025, the day the Steam Machine was announced, we put up a concept render and sign-up page to see if anyone would be interested in a companion cube enclosure. It went moderately viral, with over 15,000 people signing up to be notified in the first day. That's a lot of people. In the months that followed, we built the idea into something real without ever asking Valve if we could. We're going to regret that decision for a long time. Oh, probably. Again, like, why? Why, right? Like, I hope they at least explain why, because, bro, there's no way that you're going to be out here making a entire design. Bro, it's not like you're making your own machine. Like, you're literally making a skin for Valve's machine. Like, you're making it for the Steam Machine. So not only are you making a skin for their machine, but then you're using their IP for their video game to make the skin, and you didn't ask them permission? Like, what kind of fumble is this? Anyway, over the next 7 months, we poured our souls into this project. Why would you do that? Without permission, why? You're just wasting time. More than 1,000 hours went into engineering from our industrial design team. 44 sets of injection moldings tools were developed, one for each of the cube's subcomponents. The entire product was redesigned from scratch more than once, just to get the way that it cradles the console exactly right. We literally rented out a universe. No, I don't care about this. I don't care about this, bro. Like, you guys chose to do all this work spend all this money, pour all your effort into it, and you didn't even get permission from the company to do it. Like, how stupid can you be? I can appreciate the work ethic. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the work ethic. I like them. I thought the product looked cool. I like it. Like, whatever, it's fine. But bro, you have got to be kidding me. Anyway, by the end, we were losing money on every $99 poverty cube sold, but it didn't matter. This had turned into a passion project for the entire organization. Unfortunately, being proud of the thing we made did not give us the right to make it. I think this is a mix of a legal letter. I feel like they're putting this out there as like an apology. Valve probably had them, their lawyers probably said that they had to say this, most likely. We launched around 3 a.m. on Monday, June 22nd, overnight. It became the second fastest selling product in our 15-year history, behind only the Switch 2 Kill Switch. Shortly after, Valve's legal team reached out. They stated that the companion cube is Valve intellectual property, for which Dbrand does not have a license. They requested we take down the product and launch film immediately. This was entirely within their rights, and they were direct, fair, and respectful throughout. We took everything down and made an appeal. We asked Valve whether there was any way to keep the project alive, properly licensed, with their blessing on their terms. They said no. They Oh man, I'm sorry, that was pretty funny. Here's the thing. Maybe they would not have said no if you would have just did it right the first time. Maybe they would have said, okay, we could probably figure something out. But you just tried to fuck them, and now you're asking them to please not fuck you. I think that's kind of crazy. I don't think they would have said no completely at that point. But anyway, given our backwards approach of building first and asking permission later, it was a fair answer. Well, at least they admit that. That's basically the whole story. We made something a lot of people were excited about, then incinerated our shot at bringing it to the market. It's a hard lesson to learn publicly. It goes without saying, but we'll say it regardless. Valve didn't do anything wrong here. They built a game franchise a lot of people love, and they alone get to decide how it's used. To everyone who was as excited about this project as we were, thank you and sorry. Refunds are being issued today. If it hasn't landed in your account by the end of this week, you know how to reach us. To Valve, thank you for Portal, and sorry for the headache. We should have asked first. Listen, at the end of the day, I can't totally hate them for it, because at least they're owning up to it, number one. But it's like, bro, honestly, this kind of feels like one massive advertisement. I feel like this was a way for them to essentially advertise their company, because even though they can't sell the product, they still went viral. They still had a lot of people check out their website, and now they can make something else that they can actually sell, and then people are going to buy it up because they like the quality of the first one. I don't know. I feel like this was basically their end goal here, essentially hoping that, it's kind of like throwing a Hail Mary. They thought that maybe they build it, and maybe if they're too far gone, maybe if they put all this work in and all this time and all this effort, Valve was going to see that and say, you know what, we're going to give you a little bit of leeway. They were hoping for that. I don't think that was a smart play, but that's essentially what they were hoping for. So this is their fault at the end of the day. And if you guys truly wasted all this money, and if $100 on that cube was you losing money, I think you put way too much money into it. There's no reason why this plastic fucking cover, as nice as it looks, should be, if it costs $100, that should be you losing money. I don't see it personally. Over the next 7 months, we poured our souls into this project, and during this time, did never once thought to ask Valve with the lawyers. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. It's like anybody with a brain can see this coming a mile away, but for some reason they didn't, which, again, I would rather say that somebody purposely did something than to call them completely stupid. I don't think these people are stupid, especially with your own company, running your own company. I don't think you're stupid. And if you want me to think you're stupid, then I guess that's fine. But I just don't think that applies here. I think you knew exactly what you were doing. And I think you were hoping that either you were going to get the okay after putting all the work into it, or at the very least, you would at least go viral by attaching yourself to a story like this, so that whatever future products you sell will sell more now that more people have seen your website and now know about you as a company. You absolutely knew what you were doing to some extent. I don't think you were stupid. I just don't. I'm sorry. I feel like that's giving them too much leeway. God, I feel this meme is becoming more and more relevant every day. Shocked. Well, not that shocked. Wow, sounds like something Nintendo or Sony would do, huh? What? Bro, are you really? Come on, stop. I'm not even going to pretend like that might be a console fanboy. How the fuck did they get that far without Valve's explicit permission? By waiting to the last second to reveal it. Attempt to make money based on an idea someone else came up without ever attempting to change the name or anything about it to make it your own. DMCA'd. Their reaction. This is great. This is so good, man. Listen, man, why not just partner with Dbrand and take a cut or sell a similar skin themselves? Why do people have this mindset? Can anybody explain why do people actually have this mindset? If you want to partner with Dbrand and take a cut or sell a similar skin themselves, right? If you want to partner with Dbrand, you know how you partner with Dbrand? By Dbrand coming to you at the beginning and saying, hey, we want to sell this product. We have this idea. Let me pitch you the idea and let me see if you like it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You know how you don't partner with Valve? By stealing their idea, making a product based off their idea, and hoping they say yes when you're at the very end of releasing or nearly releasing that product. That's not how you do that. This is not like this whole thing about, oh, Steam should just, partner with Dbrand and take a cut. Why would they? First off, why would they partner with somebody who just flat out basically told them that they were willing to steal their idea as long as Valve allowed it to happen? What the fuck is that? Like, why do people have this mindset? Why do people think that this is the way? Like, again, this kind of brings you back to the whole private server argument with World of Warcraft. Again, I get it. People really love private servers. I totally understand. I get it. They're fun. They offer you an experience that retail WoW does not offer you. But at the end of the day, the private servers are operating and usually making money off of someone else's IP. So when the hammer comes down on them, they have every right to drop the hammer, no matter how much it sucks. They have every right to do that. And then people are like, well, why doesn't Blizzard just license out the game to that server? Why would they do that? It's the same thing here. It's like, why would you do any of that? That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, yeah, he has autism in the name. Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's just ridiculous. I like Dbrand, but holy shit, how the fucking she is. Exactly. I think they absolutely saw this coming. Well, that's a shame, but kind of funny. They did all this without ever asking Valve anything. Honestly, can't stand this company. Their marketing advertising makes it seem like the company's full of arrogant twats. I don't know if he's talking about Dbrand or if he's talking about Valve. Probably Dbrand. And I got to kind of agree. Like, you got to be one arrogant son of a bitch if you think you could take someone else's idea and then, like, make an entire product and hope that they say yes at the very end. It's kind of arrogant. But anyway, I laughed about their honesty. You guys are fucking stupid. You know that? Dbrand just said yes. Okay. At that point, all right. I'll give them a little bit. I'll give them a half a point. We'll give them a half a point. Somebody says they're fucking stupid and they just respond with yes. I'm gonna give them a half a point for that. All right. A respectful half a point. They deserve that. That's actually kind of funny. So anyway, case in point, don't do this. Like, just don't, like. There's a lot of people that are going to be making Steam Machine skins, right? The Steam Machine skin market is going to be wild. Like, I think we already know this by now. Don't be stupid and take Valve's IP and make a Steam Machine skin for it and expect that they're not going to do something about it. Don't be stupid. Make your own thing. It should be very easy to just make your own thing and have at it with that. So anyway, that's basically the story with Dbrand. I couldn't believe it. I really could. I'm like, you seriously didn't ask permission? You did all this work and you didn't ask permission. You're crazy, bro.